Good morning, children. It is our science period. Today we are started with chapter number 2, that is nutrition in animals. This is the second part of the same chapter. Children, yesterday we talked about the nutrition and then we talked about the different types of feeding. That means we talked about the different organisms and the type of the feeding habits that they have. Today we will start up with how the process of digestion takes place in human beings. So here we found that it starts with the first step, and that is your ingestion. So children, in means taking in. Digestion means taking of the food. So the process of taking in of the food into the body is said to be ingestion. Children, here when we talk of human beings, here ingestion process starts within our mouth and then it goes on slowly and slowly. Here when we talk of the digestive system of the human beings, there are various organs, and here we start with the mouth, then we have the esophagus, then we have stomach, then we have liver, gallbladder, pancreas, small intestine, large intestine, and then the last comes your anus. So these are some of the organs which play a very vital role in the digestive system of a human being. So since we are talking of ingestion, so as I said, ingestion starts from our mouth. Children, as you know, within our mouth we have two very important things. One is the teeth and the other is the tongue. So as you know, in an adult man and a woman, there are 32 teeth. Of these, 16 are in the upper jaw and 16 are in the lower jaw. The 16 teeth of each jaw consist of 4 types of teeth. These are incisors, canines, premolars and the molars. And in human beings, the teeth grows twice. So children, when we talk of the mouth and the buccal cavity, as I said, this is your part of your ingestion. So as we were talking of the teeth, and I told you there are 4 types of teeth. So these teeth have their own function. Incisors, they help in cutting, canines in tearing, premolar in the grinding of the food, and molars in the crushing as well as in grinding. So these 4 teeth, either you can say these 4 types of teeth, have their own specific function and they work accordingly. Here you can see in the picture the arrangement of these teeth. In the front we have the incisors here, and then after that, after the incisors, we have the canines and then the molars, and in the end we have the premolars. So this is how the arrangement of teeth is seen. So here you can see we have the incisors and we have the incisors, then we have the canines, then we have the molars, and last of all we have the premolars. Here you can see the upper jaw and the lower jaw, and accordingly the arrangement of the teeth. Here you can see how these canines, incisors, these front teeth are the incisors and these are the canines. So this is how you can say, this is how the arrangement of teeth is there within our mouth. And as I said, all these 4 types have their own function. Here again, if you want, you can see the structure of the teeth and their arrangement in your mouth. So in the starting, we have the incisors, then we have the canines, then we have the premolars, and last we have the molars. So this is the arrangement of the teeth within our mouth. In different pictures you can see, this is a colored one so that it will be easier for you. So here you can see we have 4 incisors and we have again 2 canines and we have 4 premolars and 6 molars. So this is the number of these teeth. Children, now as we have talked about the 4 types of the teeth, now as in the beginning when I was telling you, I told you there are 2 sets of teeth in human being. So one set is called the milk teeth, which grows during the infancy and they fall between the age of 6 to 8 years. Second set of teeth is called the permanent teeth, and these permanent teeth are replaced by the milk teeth, and they remain throughout our life, but they fall as we grow old. Now, second part of the organ that is present within our mouth is the tongue. So, children, tongue is a fleshy, muscular organ which is attached at the back of our buccal cavity. The function of the tongue is to help in pushing the food into the esophagus or within our food pipe. So here you can see the structure of the tongue, and as you know, tongue help us to give the taste, either to get the taste of the food that we take in. Children, we are eating different types of dishes, and these dishes have different taste. That means some of the dishes may be sweet, salty, sour and bitter. So the tongue is divided up accordingly. Either the tongue has got the taste buds which help in providing us the taste. So the front part of the tongue provide us with sweet taste. The sides of the tongue gives us the salty one. Behind that, the yellow portion here you can see in the figure gives you the sour taste, and at the end, the part which is attached to the buccal cavity gives us the bitter taste. So children, whenever we are eating any food, so at that time, if anything sweet you are eating and if it is touched to the front part of your tongue, then only you will recognize the taste as sweet. Same with the bitter. If you eat anything bitter and if you just put it in the front of your teeth or in the front of your tongue, you will not be getting the bitter taste. So each part of the tongue has got its own taste bud which help us in providing us with the taste. So this tongue not only provide us with the taste, either help us in giving the taste, but also it helps in talking. It helps us in swallowing our food. As I said, it helps in pushing the food till the esophagus, either the food pipe. So it helps in swallowing our food. It also helps in mixing the saliva with the food. Now children, since we have talked of these in simple points, now we'll be talking them in detail. So tongue, which is a fleshy muscular organ, it is free in the end, but at the end, either at the back, it is attached to the floor of the buccal cavity. And it can move in any direction. It is not that it moves in one direction, it can move in all the directions. Its function is it mixes the saliva with the food while chewing. So when you chew your food, it helps in mixing your food with the saliva. As I said, it helps in talking. The taste of the food, which is known, it is due to the taste buds which are present on our tongue that you have already seen, and it helps in swallowing our food. So here children, now you can identify which part of the tongue is having which type of the taste bud. So you have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So accordingly, this is for you as a assignment. So you will just write down what is the first 1 number, 2 number, 3 number and 4 number, what type of taste buds are present over there, or else what taste can be recognized at this part of the tongue. Now here you can see table 2.2 according to your textbook. So here they have given you the type of the teeth, the number of the teeth, both in the lower as well as in the upper jaw, and their total number. So first is your cutting and biting teeth. So here we have 4 each in the upper and the lower jaw. So 8 in number. So here we are talking of both incisors as well as the canines. Second comes your piercing and tearing teeth. So this number is 2, and upper and lower. So here we have the number 4. Then we have chewing and grinding teeth. So here again we are talking of both the molar and the premolar. So here the number is your 10, because 6 we have, yes, we have 4 molars and 6 premolars. So the number comes out to be 10. So it is 20. So I hope you have understood. Cutting and biting teeth are your canines. Piercing and tearing teeth are your incisors. And last, your chewing and grinding are your molars and premolars. So this is the table 2.2 which you have to complete in your test book. Now children, there is one more activity which is given in your test book, which is your activity 2.3. So here what is the activity? They have taken up 2 test tubes and they have labeled them as A and B. In the test tube A, they have put the teaspoonful of boiled rice. And in test tube B, they have keep 1 spoon of boiled rice after chewing it. That means in the first one, they have just added the boiled rice, and in the second one, they have chewed and then they have put for 3 to 5 minutes. That means they have chewed the rice for 5 minutes in their mouth and then they have passed it on into the test tube B. Now they will add 3 to 4 ml of water in both the test tubes, as you can see over here. After that, 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution. Children, if you remember in the last P class also, you have seen iodine we have used for testing the starch. So here you would have understood why we are adding iodine, either what we will be, what inference, what conclusion we will get with the help of iodine. So in each test tube we are doing it, and now we will observe. Why is there a change in the color in the test tubes? So the result for the same is such as, in test tube A, blue-black color is seen, whereas in test tube B, it is not showing any change in the color. Why? Because in test tube B, boiled rice, which was chewed for 3 to 5 minutes, the saliva which was present in our mouth has acted upon the starch which was present in the rice and has broken down into sugar. So it does not show any change in the color when the iodine was put into test tube B. Whereas in test tube A, there was boiled rice and it has been exposed to the saliva. So the starch is present, which is indicated by the change in the color of iodine to blue-black color. So here children, you can see, if you have to test for the starch, presence of starch, we are adding iodine and henceforth we get the result as blue-black color that we have already seen in the last chapter also. So here I hope children you have understood that when the saliva mixes up with the food, it changes down, either it breaks down into sugar, okay, and then it is no more a starch, so it is not giving the test of the starch. Whereas the boiled rice, it contains starch and it gives the presence of starch test. Now, what is the process over here? Chemical digestion, which breaks down the starch by the function of the salivary amylase. These amylase, these are the enzymes which are present within our mouth. So these salivary amylase helps in breaking down this starch into the sugar. It helps in chewing and swallowing. This we are talking of the tongue. It lubricates the effect. That means it moisturizes the mouth inside and creates the smoother speech. The solvent effect of it, it dissolves the food and allows the tongue to taste food. These all the points are related with the saliva, either the importance of the saliva that is there within our mouth, which is helping out in digesting our food with the help of the salivary amylase. Now children, again an answer session for you. So ingestion is the first step in the process of dash. This answer you will be writing it down in your assignment sheet along with the question. Second one, Digestion is the breakdown of the complex food material into dash. So you will write down the answer and we will be discussing them in the next period. True or false? Saliva is secreted in the mouth. So you have to write down whether the statement is true or false. Second one, there are 32 permanent teeth in adult. Again, here you will write down the answer and we will be solving them. Here the match the column has been provided to you. So here the types of the teeth and along with it the function has been provided. So you will be writing it down. Incisors, cutting, canines, tearing, premolar grinding and molar crushing and grinding. So you will write down the correct option in front of the teeth that they are provided with. So I hope children you have understood the process of ingestion, that is we have talked about the mouth and here we have talked about the teeth as well as about the tongue. Hope so you have understood. Tata, bye bye, Sairam.